Hey everybody, it's Jason from the Texas Gun Vault 2, and we're out here in the garage for another night of Garage Gun Talk. And tonight I want to talk about the Bren 10 by Dornhouse and Dixon. And this is a gun that I've known about for a long time. I've talked about it in some of the other videos here on this channel. And as I told you guys, I took it to the range, and I talked about how it's kind of a rattly gun. But I've taken a little bit of time and done some research on this gun. I filmed a field strip video of it tonight, and I brought out a couple of other guns that I think this gun takes inspiration of. But during my research of this gun, I did not realize how rare this gun is. I didn't know that of all the examples out there, there are only 1,400 of these guns that were ever made and released. And I thought there was a lot more. I knew they were only made for a short run, but I didn't know exactly how short. And I discovered a number of things about this gun that I didn't know. And one of the questions I had in one of my previous videos is about the magazines. And I talked about how the magazines were supposed to work with both 45 and 10 millimeter. And the magazines were kind of the Achilles heel of this design. And after they started having problems with the magazines, they went back to Mekgar that made the magazines, and they made a dedicated 10 millimeter magazine that was supposed to work better. And those are super rare. And this gun actually has one, and you can tell because it says 10 millimeter right here. The other magazines do not have that. So that's really, really cool that you got one of the rarer magazines for this particular gun. I also discovered that on this side of the pistol, there's a little screw, and it's designed to either have the magazine, when you push the magazine release, either stop right about here or have it completely fall out of the gun. But the other magazines are still real sticky in this, so it doesn't change anything, but that is an interesting design. And this gun was designed by the company Dornhouse and Dixon in collaboration with Jeff Cooper. And I guess their thoughts on it was this was going to be a gun that was going to replace the 1911. And this is back before, all the polymer Wonder 9s that we have now. It was supposed to be functionally better than a 1911 and more powerful than a 1911 and have more capacity. Just by 2 rounds, but still it was supposed to be a big improvement. And the guns that I was brought out for the videos, and I'll also include these in the range reports, this essentially, if you look at it, does look like a beefed up CZ75, and that is what I was able to deduce. In fact, let me kind of show you both of these guns here. So here's the CZ75 on top. This is my CZ75 Retro, but you can see the design elements, the controls, and you can see how this is definitely a beefed up version. Now this looks a lot bigger because of forced perspective, but let me see if I can get them about the same distance from the camera. There you go. So you can definitely see the similarities there. They both have the inverted rails. It's kind of funny that so many companies copy the CZ75 in some, form or fashion. It's just a great gun. Now, another gun that I think this gun borrows a lot from is the 1911. So, of course, here's my Series 70 Colt 1911. Because we have a barrel bushing here on the front and we have a recoil spring plug. The Bren Ten has the same thing. In fact, the barrel bushing in this one does not come out. Well, it does with a special tool, but it's not designed to come out as part of the standard field strip. And we do have what looks like a guide rod here, but that's actually a plug that when you field strip the gun, it looks just like a 1911 recoil spring plug. The barrel has a locking lug, a single locking lug, like a 1911, where this one has 2. This one only has 1. That one kind of surprised me. And then when it comes to the kind of the tilting barrel link system, or the linkless system, it's like a Browning high power. Well, I guess that's kind of like a CZ75. So, and both of that, I guess both of these are kind of influenced by the Browning high power. So, oh yeah, there's one other gun that nobody really talks about that I think inspired this firearm, And that is going to be the Sig Sauer P210. Now, this is my P210 Legend. So this is one of the few P210s that were made in Germany. And I think these are made like in the early 2010s. And this one is unshot, unfired. It has the old style safety on it, where the ones that are made here in the US, which I think are now discontinued too, have a safety back here on the frame. But this is one of the few that were made between Switzerland and the US, but made in Germany. And you'll notice the rear of this pistol has this little elevated section right here where the rear sight is. You can kind of see how that rides above the rest of the slide. It's kind of a unique thing about the P210. Well, take a look at the Bren Ten. It has that as well. So I think he was trying to, or they were trying to, emulate some portions of the P210, which of course this is considered to be the most accurate and over-engineered service pistol of all time. We can even see how the extractor on this is kind of internal, kind of external right here. And then on the Bren Ten, we have something very, very similar. So I haven't heard anybody talk about it borrowing from the P210, but after examining it mechanically and seeing the aesthetics, I think it was. So, but that's my opinion. But anyway, I learned a lot about this gun. It's way more rare than I thought it was. And this is really cool to have one of the later magazines. Not many of these 10mm marked magazines were made and released. And I didn't know they had so many problems with these things. And what else did I discover? And I think somebody mentioned this in the comments section of my last video where I talk about this. The one that was used on Miami Vice was converted to 45 and shot 45 blanks. So it was not one in 10mm. But this is a rare gun, way rarer than I thought, has a very interesting history, and is considered to be one of the biggest firearms manufacturing fails. And yeah, I learned a lot about it. I thought this was a very venerated gun, very celebrated gun, and the OG of 10mm. And now I discovered it had a lot of problems. I guess it works. You know, there's people that love to collect these. And that's something that's really cool about the gun collecting world, is there's a bunch of guns out there that honestly are fails and are rare because they failed, but that's why people collect them. Another example is the Rogak pistol. If you guys know what the Steyr GB is, I have a Steyr GB, which is the gun that Glock beat out in the Austrian trials, and GB stands for gas brake. It has a internal, how would you describe it? It takes gas out of the barrel, puts it into a chamber around the barrel, and that slows down the action. It's kind of an interesting gun. But an American company called Rogak copied the design, and copied the design very poorly, where honestly it's a very dangerous pistol to shoot. And they're just horrible guns. They're just horrible guns. But because they're this big fail, they're actually sought after and collectible. I know, it's really weird. And if you go online and find people that have them, or you see them on auction sites or pictures, they're just terrible guns. And watch a few videos on them, people that have them. And they're not going to shoot them because they're like, I don't want to hurt myself. But yeah, they're like complete failures. But they're collectible because of that. And I think that's part of what drives the price on these Bren Tens. But there's so many better guns out there chambered in 10mm. So anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about tonight, because I learned a lot about the Bren Ten and made a field strip video on it. And this gun does field strip very much like a CZ75, very much, except the recoil spring assembly comes apart like a 1911 once it's out of the gun. But very easy to field strip. And I compared it to these other pistols here on the table in that video. And I'm going to leave them out because when I talk about this on the range report, which I need to go edit the range footage probably tonight, I'm going to use these in that video. But yeah, so I got some nice pistols out here. Sometimes I forget the cool guns of my collection. So have you guys ever heard of the P210 Legend, the German-made P210 from SIG? Such a pretty gun, man. These are just awesome. I have a US-made P210 as well. That's my shooter. This is my Safe Queen. Unfired, unshot. This is one of the guns that I regret not buying when it was available. I remember when these things came out. As I said, it was probably about 2011, 2012. And these things were going for like $1,200 or $1,500. Somewhere in that area at that time. And at my stage in that life, that was a lot of money. I mean, a lot of money. And I passed on it. And I was like, no, they'll keep making it. And then they closed the factory in Germany and brought everything here to the U.S. And now these are like $4,000. So I didn't pay anywhere near $4,000 for it. I've had this gun now probably for about 5 years. So I think I paid like upwards of close to $26 for it, $27 for it. But definitely like $1,000 more than what they were new. And it's one of those guns you sit there and go, why didn't I buy it when I had the chance? Another gun that kind of got away, and it was in that same era. It was an HK, what was it? HK 93. Is that the one in 5? Yeah. See, the 91 is 308. Yeah, the 93 is the one in 5.56. So the roller locking, legacy gun. It was an A3 telescoping stock, and I remember it was at the Cabela's in Fort Worth. It was in their kind of rare gun room. And I saw it on there. And at that time, I want to say they wanted, this is probably in 2015, they wanted $2,800 for it, $3,000. Which, once again, where I was at that time, that was a lot of money. I mean, a lot of money. I'd have to sell guns to get that kind of money. And I passed on it. And now those guns are like $5,000 or $6,000. Man, jeez, I can't believe I let that one get away. I regret that one. I just should have bucked up and just put it on the credit card and then just went and sold the other guns to pay for it. That's just what I should have done. I regret that so much. It's a cool gun. I'd love to have one, but man, oh gosh, the prices of those things are just way too expensive now. So if I ever want one, it's going to have to be like a clone build, because I don't foresee myself ever investing the money in getting a real one. But those are really cool guns. So anyway, just down here in the garage, wanted to talk about the Bren 10 and what I discovered about it as I'm putting together my thoughts for the range report, and just, I guess, show off a couple other cool pistols that I have. So the CZ75 Retro, my Colt Series 70 reproduction. Look at that bluing on that. Yeah, it's a pretty blue. I know I got fingerprints all over it, but that is a beautiful, beautiful blued gun. And then, of course, my P210. So there you go. So let me know what you guys think. Is there anything else about the Bren 10 I did not mention here in this video? So let me know what you think in the comment section below. And if you watch to the end, what's the word of the day? Watch to the end. What's the word of the day? Let's do, I know I did 10 the last time. Let's do 75 for the CZ75. This is inspired by the CZ75, and I got the CZ75 Retro out here. So I guess that's all I wanted to talk about. So let me know what you think in the comment section below, and thanks as always for joining me here in the garage and just chatting about guns. That's what this is all about, and I love our community. So, as always, thanks for watching.